Hey guys, welcome back. It's Elucid, and it's turn 87 in NewCasting. I got a bunch of messages here. Lemuria trying to do diplomacy. Yeah. This turn you'll get to see Om's actual alpha strike after the canceled nap break. Okay, that's interesting. War with Lemuria starts this turn for real, I promise. They are now prepared, but I'm bringing more forces, so should be a lot of battles. Enjoy. All right, sweet. We'll actually watch that. Bogarus, hello casters. My surprise attack didn't go as planned. Hopefully I won't make the same mistake again. Now my army can't defeat Satis in detail like I expected. Oh, maybe we missed some of that. By defeat in detail, I think he was trying to lock the forts down. We'll look at the Bogarus Satis battle. For those of you who missed the end of last episode, I basically said that Lemuria's won this game. It doesn't look like they're really advancing as much. So it's possible that Lemuria's cast Vengeful Water. But anyway, it's possible that maybe their graph's going to go down some. But they're in just a super dominant position. I really can't see them losing. I mean, I can, but none of the players are really deploying the right. You have to kind of, there's like a few notes on the keyboard you have to hit all at the right times, and nobody's really doing that yet. So I don't really think their position's going to get reversed. Let's start by looking at the Satis War. Here we go. So Bogarus is attacking Satis. They've put this fort under siege with a big army. They've got the cap locked down with the scout now. They've got that all sorted out. And they've used their horror cannon to take all the surrounding land. So, okay, they're using the horror cannon properly now, which is nice. Lemuria also trying to get the Satisian land. This was a horror by Bogarus, and Lemuria comes in and claims it. Lemuria's just attacking everything, which they should. They're running away with the game. They're actually doing everybody a favor, I think, by being aggressive at this point. Let's see what happens on the Omish front. That's probably the most exciting one. So Om moves north, and just a little bit of PD here. We'll just take a look at the army so we know what he's moving around with when we see this army stack. Pretty good. A lot of uniques, a lot of Sea Kings. These guys are actually really good against ghosts. They can do like cleansing waters and stuff. But also they can do things like, Frostfin to protect against like Grip of Winter and things that Lemuria can do. Let's see if he's got a nature mage here. I don't see a nature mage. That's a problem. These guys also have like chillars. It's missing. The main thing, you must have relief in this. Not must. You kind of need it, right? Because if you get rigor mortis, if you have something like Firestorm up, great, you're going to be able to kill the Ghost Horde, right? But you still have to kill the Immortals at the end, and if all your guys are fatigued out, that can be pretty tough. So we'll see how it happens. It maybe he can be okay without relief, but you kind of do want it in all these late game fights. So that's definitely a potential weakness. Did he have... Oh, there's an Ivy King. Okay, so he potentially has relief from that guy. He locks down this fort. Bunch of small raiding. Kills a bunch of raiders here. Kills some raiders here. Kills some raiders here. Kills some guys here. Okay, so Om looks like he's up a bunch of things. But Om is now fighting into Vengeful Waters, and that is going to be really, really bad. The Om Mage Corps, some of them are okay against water elementals. Water elementals are magic beings, so like these black priests can do iron darts on them and kill them, which is kind of cool. Any of these astral mages, though, illuminated ones, members of the second tier, these guys suck in assassin battles. So they're basically, he's fighting in really heavy Lemurian Dominion. So you're going to be getting the shit assassinated out of you a turn there. A lot of the guys are going to be fine, but all the astral mages aren't. And the thing is, unless they can take Vengeful Water down, there's not really a great way for Om to deal with this and bring his Mage Corps. So he can still, I mean, fortunately, one of the ways to deal with it is to have like these super elite mages that he's got, you know, like Ivy Kings, Sea Kings, Father Ill Earth. You know, these guys are going to be able to survive water elemental assassins. Maybe put a little bit of gear on them to make sure they can manage. And, you know, you just get up your key buffs, but you're not going to have a lot of retail evocation. That can be fine. Can also be tricky. Sometimes you need that. So you have to think more about, like, how do I kill, like, really heavily thugged out Grand Lemurs and stuff? And there's probably ways to do it, but, you know, it's a little risky. But, like, this army probably should have actually popped this fort. It's only 250 wall strength. The reason it probably didn't is probably because some of the commanders got assassinated. So, pretty big deal with Vengeful Waters going up. It's going to make it really hard. We're going to see a message from Om about that next turn. I'm almost positive. Coming down with Abyssia, they do some raiding here. Wait, wasn't there a big army? I don't know where the big Abyssian army went, but so far they're mostly just standing still. Well, they do kill a Grand Lemur. That's kind of nice. They kill a Grand Lemur here, too. Oh, with Horrors. And this is kind of nice to kill him with Horrors. Getting him horror marked, not as good as, like, soul slaying him, but, you know, if they get horror marked enough, things can be pretty bad. Let's just see how he's kidding the Bronze Colossus, and we'll go to the next turn. Oh, so sends this guy inside the fort, and he's going to trample, which is not very good against ghosts. But he has Fire Shield, so that's good at least. Yeah, I would take the trample gear probably off. But he protects this fort, which is nice. There's still a little bit of Lemurian stuff around here. Hopefully these guys are coordinating so they don't bump. And he kills a small little stack here. Yeah, I mean, Om is doing pretty good. So let's take a look at the score graphs here. Yeah, Lemuria had a bad turn. Om and Bogarus had good turns, and so did Abyssia. We'll take a quick look at Joman to see if anything terribly exciting is happening. They are laying siege to some forts, so this is interesting. I like that they're moving out on this front, because this is where a lot of their military power is, so that's good. On this other front, their northern or western front, they're having more forts put under siege by Lemuria here. They're trying to take this one back, which props to them. They're kind of losing ground here, yeah. Without any other major battles. So, yeah. Oh gosh, and then Falegra rides out his last stack at Lemuria here. Will we see a final firestorm? No, Falegra committed to die having cast Firestorm only once. He knows the spell exists. Yeah, we'll just take a look at the enchantments that went up here. Quagmire, cool. Wailing Winds, cool. Darkness, cool. Rigor Mortis. Foul Vapors, ooh, very nice. Natural Rain, Howl. Yeah, ain't no chance. I mean, Lemuria is hardly going to lose anything. The only thing that's maybe a little tricky, and we haven't also seen this, we haven't seen a lot of great super combatants here. Like, this guy doesn't have Phoenix Pyre, so how are they going to kill? Maybe they enslave him, yeah. I say that right as it happens. So they probably got a lot of this gear. They're now going to have a Flagrant Tyrant running around. Wait, I don't see a -1 here. So maybe they didn't get it. Maybe they just got in the replay, but... yeah. GG, Falegra. You fought hard. And Falegra was like the main band leader behind putting together this Lemurian coalition, which needed to exist. I think one of the things that everybody can look to do in games, especially if you're like a newer player, you're in like a newer player game, once somebody's really far ahead, it's a great opportunity to just like talk with people and like coordinate like, hey, what should our plan be for fighting them, right? Because like I feel like between all the things everybody was doing, there were like all the ingredients to like winning major battles against Lemuria, but nobody had like all the ingredients in the same recipe that they needed. So I feel like if everybody was talking more, being more open, sharing things, like, yeah, would have been cool. So Did Lemuria get a fort here too? No, they're just patrolling. So, yeah, we've looked at score graph. Let's go ahead and keep going. Turn 88. Okay, turn 88. Message from Lemuria. I'll be pissed if Vengeful Water gets dispelled in one turn, but that would be on track with my expectations. Joman has doubled the gem income and research as everyone else and controls every single global enchantment slot. I sleep. I don't know exactly what that means. Lemuria makes 500 chaff per turn. Laser eyes. How unfair is life, really? This turn, I'm trying to finally crack. I think the thing is, though, is Joman could potentially, a lot of it is he's fighting from a position where he's kind of trying to get off his back after this coalition war. But if he could get everything put together, he could make stacks that could take Lemurian forts and like win major engagements. And he's probably got decent counter rating options too, which I think are probably going to be, you know, like Ryujin with good MR, used in pairs, killing lots of ghosts. This turn, I'm finally trying to crack the Phlegron walls to free up resources tied there, and do some counter-thugging on smaller parties Om sent into my territory, still trying to formulate an offensive plan against them. Invisible War, casting Murdering Winter on 30 this turn, stacking the human mage hate. Joman has been using Flames from the Sky a few times on the Arco front. 8 was hit last turn. I was expecting to have lost it 12 turns ago, and the walls are barely cracked, so I don't really mind. Okay. From Om, first turn of the war went fairly well, I think. Good to be on. Yeah, Om had a great first turn. Vengeful Water's a problem, though. I've contacted Joman about dispelling it. I'm sure they'll have the capability. No response so far, though. So looks like it's up for at least another turn. Worried that Lemuria will move on my main army that's lost some of its communion slaves. But I've rescripted it, and it seems stable. Okay. The priest, and by the way, the attacks for Vengeful Water happen after like normal phase battles, so you're not going to lose like mages in like the normal assassination time frame, so they wouldn't participate in the normal battles. He's trying to preach, but and he has Inquisitors, which are really good preachers, but I think it's probably still not going to work. There's like 10 candles there. But you know, you've got the priest there, might as well be preaching. Making one tart that I have a commander this turn and getting a demon lord, so hopefully new toys to play with. Who wouldn't want that for Christmas? P.S. Joman says they don't have the astral gems to dispel Vengeful Water this turn. They asked if I could help. I think if you're Joman, or I think one of y'all, like Joman's got Purgatory, so I think you would actually pull water gems to somebody else to overcast it, rather than spin pearls, which are more valuable on dispel. And if you have, you know, Purgatory and Joman and Vengeful Water somewhere else, that could be pretty good. I also got Joman's graphs for the first time in a while. I'm actually competitive with them more than I thought, even a slight lead in gold income. It's there if you squint hard enough. Astral Corruption should further narrow the gap. Okay. I don't think Astral Corruption is great. Like, you don't want to do anything to hurt the Coalition's ability to fight Lemuria. Lemuria threatened to throw everything at me as the weak link in the Coalition. I assured them that I have nothing to gain by taking forts, and only joined the Coalition because Om said that was the only way Joman would join. I'm basically just hanging out waiting for the game to end. Hope to... Okay. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I think it's over, though. Looks like everything's going as expected. My biggest worries in this war are assassins. Okay. Diplomatically, things are also going well. I've made an agreement with Joman to farm death gems together, so that should help out my income a bit. Lemuria has agreed to give me a couple provinces between Phlegron and Satis with Vengeful Waters up. I expect the Coalition to halt their advances for now. Joman... maybe. Joman could easily dispel it. The thing is, if Lemuria gets a few good breaks, he's just going to have more power than the whole Coalition put together. And I think we're already at that point. We're definitely at that point for how everybody's playing right now. But even if the players in the Coalition were to start doing all the right things for fighting Lemuria, we're nearing the point where that wouldn't even matter. All right. So, on the Olmish front, where I expect lots of exciting things, Oh, so this army, which was here, moved off, and I think it went here. No? I can't really tell where it all went. But they popped this fort, so that's nice. So they'll be able to just tag this one. They've moved... I think they split this army up. It was here. They split some of it here. They split some of it here. I think they're opening themselves up to being defeated in detail, which is a little annoying. Oh. Lemuria attacks with some... This doesn't look like a big commitment, but there's several immortals here. And Scasius. And he's doing Firestorm. Yeah, these Sea Trolls are actually really good Firestorm chaff. And then this guy gets just freaking lit up by Incinerate. Scasius is dead. Let's see what gear they had, because that's actually part of the equation of how much was lost here. I think these guys had gear. Yeah, Moonblade. Okay, that makes sense. It's actually a pretty smart kit. Yeah, 2 Moonblades. Do they kill anything? They kill 1 Sea Troll. Yeah, who are the... This guy's a magic being, so they would have been able to kill this guy pretty easily. But and this guy too. Those guys can all do Phoenix Pyre though. This guy running around. This guy running around. This guy running around. Okay. I mean, Om so far seems to be doing the best. That is interesting. He's got Fire Shield. He's got Soul Vortex. What more does he need? Oh, he gets yeeted. But he's got Phoenix Pyre. And he is angry. He's got some afflictions, but ends up working. Yeah, I mean, Om on the Ascendant. Maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe these guys can turn it around. We don't see forts. I mean, he's going to be getting a fort off Lemuria this turn here. Joman might be able to get this fort off him here. If Joman brings good mage support, I feel like we're going to have a good battle here next turn. The thing that's not really... well, no, there's a good bit. They're locking some of the forts down, but we don't have the forts locked down in the same way we had at the start of the war. And the ones that are getting locked down aren't necessarily the valuable ones that are going to protect like an army from storming a fort. Nevertheless, a lot of the Siege Chaff train is bringing in reinforcements, and I like that very much. So, very cool to see. Abyssia hanging out. By the way, I think like the threat Lemuria made to Abyssia is fine. Like, people are going to make that threat. I don't think you can listen to it. If somebody's like, I'm in position 1 and I'm going to throw everything at you if you don't leave me alone because I'm being coalitioned, I think you just have to ignore that. I mean, I think it's fine to diplomacy with Lemuria. Like, if you're like, okay, I mean, I'll leave you alone, but how about you give me this wall of forts? Right? And he's like, no, I'm going to fight you. I mean, if you're really playing the game as Abyssia, you can't just sit here, right? Like, negotiate to get some forts, help the coalition, do something, right? Take Satis' stuff. Anyway. But it's a long game. We're getting close to turn 90. You know, nobody probably knew they were signing up for a game this long. So I can understand it. It's fine. I think the game's mostly over for Lemuria. But at the same time, don't be... If somebody in position 1 is like, I'll throw everything at you, that's a fine thing for them to do. It's a fine thing for them to threaten, to give asymmetrical odds. But ultimately, if you're in position 1 and you're getting coalitioned, they're probably... Either you're going to win the game... right, like fight through it and win, or you're going to get beaten back a little bit and somebody else is going to go in position 1 and then you switch. So it wouldn't really make sense for Lemuria to be upset with Abyssia and like throw everything into them while they lose the game. Like, if anything, maybe they could... I mean, Abyssia's done a pretty good job defending themselves. So, you know, if anything, maybe they... Yeah, I don't even think Lemuria really... Like, Lemuria really can't afford... It's actually a kind of hollow threat. Like, Lemuria can't really afford... Like, there's a lot of troops here. But I feel like Abyssia could, especially if they've got Firestorm everywhere, they could kill all these. So I'd be like, bring it. Right? Or give me... The other problem with Abyssia is they don't have much to gain from Lemuria. So I'd be like... I don't know if Lemuria is going to give you their cap circle. Maybe you just try to kill... You actually need to kill Lemuria at this phase in the game, too. So maybe you actually don't negotiate with them. Maybe you're like, okay, how about this? You just give us this, including your capital, and we'll call it peace. I don't even know. But you kind of do need to put Lemuria out of the game. He's already thinking about stuff like Underdark. It's time to say goodbye to the Ghost. So... and he's got cool armies. I was kind of looking forward to seeing him deployed. And he's actually got... It's like he has the tools to kill Lemuria right now. He's got fire-resistant troops. He's got Firestorm. He's got Pillar of Fire. As long as he has like a few Astral Mages to maybe do Soul Slay and stuff to make them a little bit more resistant to being hit by thugs, and maybe somebody to do Serpent's Blessing and Relief. Like, just freaking attack him, man. Let's go. Yeah, don't be bullied by these sort of messages. Right? Threaten to throw everything at me. Don't be bullied by a position 1 saying that to you. I mean, that being said, in other cases where a position 1 is going to either, like, maybe throw most of their stuff at you, or, like, the carrot is they're going to buy you off. It's okay to be bought off at times, but not like this. Let's go to the next turn. All right, turn 89. Message from Satis. God's feeble-minded. Oh, wait, shit, we didn't look at this. All right, there might have been some battle the previous turn. Sorry, Bogarus. Yeah, I mean, this is a scary army. He's got Will of Fates. I don't know what that was. Poison Resistance, Fog Warriors. There's a lot of sparkly things. Firestorm coming up. Yes, this is in trouble. Some Air Elementals. Thunder Strikes. Yeah, I mean, that's about as clean of a win as you're going to have. Kills 200-something troops, doesn't lose anything but a Long Dead Horseman and a Soulless. It's got a Golem on top of this fort. So we'll see. But I mean, Bogarus is actually really improving their position. Like I said, I think people should have split up Satis and Bogarus amongst them before going into this war. The other thing that it would have helped with if they did that, like if Abyssia got a big portion, like Abyssia would be more incentivized to like stay in the game. This fort that they're taking from Joman, I believe, was negotiated. Get any other messages? Not really. Om piled up a bunch of reinforcements here. They've got dudes here. And Lemuria pings this army. So Lemuria not really rolling out much on this front. Om continuing to keep a lot of these forts locked down. Looking pretty good for Om. Phalegra, or the capital of Phalegra, is being stormed by Lemuria. And there's a tyrant in here. Oh, looks like he reforged this or something, because I think the other guy wearing that was dead. Are they going to Soul Slate or something? What's going to happen here? They eventually kill it somehow. Oh, they steal it too. Nice. So, yeah, Lemuria now has Philegran Tyrants, or Laestrygonian Tyrants. So all they have to do is Gift of Reasonet, but that's spooky. Om pushing in towards Philegra's cap, though. Yeah, one last... Oh, Philegra's out of the game, too. This fort went indie. Yeah, he got Dom pushed to death. How about that? So that means there's a lot of Dominion pressure coming out here. I really wasn't expecting that. So yeah, there's 2 forts that are just indie right here waiting to be taken. But yeah. That's happening. I mean, it makes sense that they're both for... I mean, Lemuria's got a bajillion temples, right? But it makes sense everybody's thinking about Dom pressure. They want to keep Lemuria's dominion out. Joman's trying to keep Purgatory in places. Oh, it looks like Vengeful Waters got dispelled too. I don't know exactly what turn that happened on. Maybe Joman cast it this turn, or Olm did, or something. But it looks like that worked. So that's actually pretty important for Ulm, who really should now really accelerate on the offense. If we take a look at the score graphs again, we can see actually Lemuria has been beaten down a bit, but I don't think they've lost much of their army. Now, their army's still pretty big. And the window where they can use Firestorm to really kill Lemuria is probably closing. I expect Lemuria is going to be getting some of the fire resistance magics at some point in the near future, though. We'll see. Let's go ahead and go to the next turn. All right, we got turn 90. Message from Lemuria. Letting you watch the Satis action as I move Grand Lemurs around and wait for Conjuration 9 next turn to get the double gem bait potential. Then it will be besieging time. Hopefully we get some wins on the board. Okay. From Satis, my Sage Turbo Communion Master did not get the magic path boosts in the Communion during the siege battle. This turn. Last turn we sent this. Could not cast Solar Brilliance to snipe some of the undead. All my chaff would have routed to Wailing Winds. Most balanced spell in the game. No matter what. So I would have only gotten a few turns. Seems like no darkness though, so that's nice. Pretender still not recovered from Feeble Minded. Okay. And from Bogaroos, that battle didn't quite go as planned. I can't say if Satis saw the Flame Spirit or cast Firefend against Flaming Arrows, but it also negated Firestorm. Okay. I mean, Bogar's kind of rolled them, though. The fast casting crown to get Wailing Wind off first. I don't know. You normally don't need to get Wailing Wind off first. Wait, I don't understand what he's talking about here. Wait, my new plan is to go all in on the morale play. Yeah, who gets Wailing Wind off like half a turn first from fast casting hat, I don't think it's gonna matter. Oh, Joman with the tart, very cool. Let's see what kind of tart he got. I think this is one of the gem farming things he was talking about. Yeah, we've got the sickle whose crop is pain. So that's cool. Coming up to this front with Lemuria. Yeah, looks like he's mostly just gaining some new stuff. Joman's put this fort, Arco, under siege, which is nice. This, of course, had been theirs at a previous time, but then I think this fell to Falegra. I don't know if it fell to somebody else in the interim, but Falegra got Dom killed earlier, so now it's Indy and under siege by Joman again. They managed to steal a Heliophagus with... So I think this might be... Oh, no, this... Wait, no. I wonder if they have the friendship hat. Because they got him as a commander. He's not sacred. How do they steal him? I'm actually curious here. Wait, what got him? Wait, what happened? I wonder if maybe it's one of these guys that had it. Oh, this guy has it. Yeah, I knew that the Crown of Overmight was here. There's not really another way to get it. All right, free Heliophagus for Lemuria. Very nice. All of this actually somewhat rippling off of Phalegra kind of giving this for free to Lemuria, not scripting their stuff right. But, you know, that's par for the course in a game where people are just learning how to play Dominions. So, oh goodness. And this is some of the problem. Oh gosh. Well, what happened here? Were these guys supposed to have Firestorm, and they got interrupted by birds? Phoenix Pyre, Fire Shield. Oh no, they don't have gems. So they're just supposed to man fight this. Oh, and this guy's got Tartarian chains. So he's stolen that guy. Man, I almost never see Tartarian chains actually work. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, Lemuria breaking into all sorts of magic paths just by stealing shit. He's gonna have to gift a reason this guy as well, but very cool. Almost never see Tartarian chains steal anything important, and here we finally get to see it. It's so hard to get to work because a lot of times you'll actually kill things with them before it actually works if they have high MR. And then, of course, you have to be in melee with something spooky. It just is really hard to get to work. These guys here, this fort, sieged but not broken. And there's a lot of siege strength here. It's a 500 wall integrity fort, so that probably explains it. But hopefully we'll get to see some cool battles coming up there. With Abyssia, I don't think they're doing much. Let's go ahead. I think we'll call it for the episode. We're at 30 minutes. So I'm going to go even faster in the next episode, and we'll just kind of watch cool battles. So tune in next time and see you then.